Hi, this is Stephen at Biketown, and in this video I'm going to show you how to perform a safety check on your bike. It's good to get in the habit of doing it regularly, inspecting the whole bike before you go out riding, just to make sure that everything's in good working condition. So this check is called the M check. We start at the front wheel, we move up to the handlebars, we're going to take our attention down to the bottom bracket, move up to the saddle, and then finish off at the rear wheel. So we perform the inspection in a big M shape. So we're going to start at the front wheel. So first thing to do is check that the wheel is properly aligned in the centre of the forks, and check that it is firmly attached. So if you've got a quick release, make sure that the lever's in the closed position. If you've got track nuts, then a 15mm spanner, just to check that the bolts are nipped up nice and tight. Okay, then we're going to just check for any play in the hub. So grab a hold of the wheel and move it side to side. You shouldn't feel any play in the front hub at all. Okay, so we'll move down to the wheel and we'll look at the spokes. So we're just working our way around, squeezing all the spokes, and we're just feeling for any loose spokes, and we're looking for any damage. Okay, once you're happy with that, we'll look at the rim. So we're going to check round the rim, both sides, for any damage, any little sharp spots, any damage at all in the spokes. Use your thumb just to check for wear. It shouldn't feel too overly concave. It should be a nice flat surface for the brakes to work on. While we're down here, we're going to look at the side wall of the tyre all the way around. We're just looking for any bulges or tears, or any damage to the sidewalls, like cracking. Sometimes the tyres get quite brittle on old bikes. We're just going to check either side for any wear and tear on the sidewall. Once you've looked over the side of the tyres, we're going to check the tread. So just give the wheel a spin, and look over the tread of the tyre, looking for any bald patches. It's worth checking over for any thorns or maybe bits of glass that might be stuck in the tread as well while you're here. So once we've checked over the full front wheel, we're going to move up to the handlebars. So first thing to do at the handlebars is just check that they're firmly attached. So you're going to squeeze the front wheel between your legs, grab a hold of the bars, and just move quite firmly side to side. And the bars should not move independently of the wheel. Check that the bars are aligned, check that they're straight in relation to the wheel. Check your bar ends, make sure if you need them, you have them. And just check that the handlebars are attached quite firmly to the stem as well. Okay, we're going to have a quick look at the headset. So the headset is this part of the bike here that allows your handlebars to move smoothly. So you should just give them a little move side to side, making sure that feels smooth. There's no tension and there's no kind of grittiness there at all. And we're going to check for any play in the headset as well. So the easiest way to do that is grab a hold of your front brake, which is normally your right hand side, turn the wheel 90 degrees and just rock the bike back and forward. And you're feeling for any kind of movement or any play in the headset here. You're happy with that? We're going to do a quick check of the brakes. So grab a hold of your front brake again and push the bike forward. If the rear wheel comes off the ground, your bike's working, your brake is working as it should. Do the same for the back. Hold the left brake and pull the bike back. If the front wheel comes off the ground, it's working as it should. If you pull either brake and the corresponding wheel doesn't come off the ground, then your brakes need attention before you go out riding. So once we're happy with everything up here, we're going to move down to the bottom bracket. And the first thing you want to do here, grab a hold of the crank arms on either side, and just move side to side to check for any play in the bottom bracket. You shouldn't feel any movement there. Then we're going to check the pedals. The pedals should move freely, they should be nice and smooth, but at the same time they should be attached firmly to where they meet the crank arm. Okay, once you're happy with that, we're just going to check the drivetrain. So we're going to back pedal, Everything should move nice and smooth. If the gears start jumping around a little bit, then it might be that you're in the wrong gear. So the first thing to do is check that you are in the correct gear. So lift up the back wheel and just pedal forwards a couple of times, and sometimes that'll just jump back into place. Okay, go back down, just check, nice and smooth, pedal stroke. And while we're down here, we're just going to check that the chain is clean and that it's lubed as well. It's good to keep your chain in good condition. Otherwise, if it's worn out or if it's dirty, you're going to start wearing down other parts of the bike that are going to be more expensive to replace. So when you're happy with this, we're going to move up to the saddle. While we're here though, we're just going to have a look over the frame, just checking the kind of welds, any points of the bike, just making sure that your frame's in good condition. So move up to the saddle. We're going to grab a hold of it and just make sure that it's firmly in the bike. So we're going to move side to side, just make sure that the seat post is attached. If you've got a quick release here, again, just make sure that the lever is in the closed position, and your saddle, the seat post should move from side to side. Check that the saddle's correctly attached, the rails are correctly attached to the seat post as well by grabbing a hold and just moving, rocking back and forth. Check your saddle condition as well, just make sure you're happy there. And one other thing to check as well is that there is enough seat post in the frame. So on seat posts you'll see a few kind of vertical lines or a little part that says minimum insertion. You need a certain amount of seat post in the frame for it to be safe. So if you can see any lines, then you've gone past the minimum insertion point, and you need to lower your seat post back into the frame to make it safe. So just check that while you're here. Once you're happy with the saddle, we're going to move down to the rear wheel, and we're just going to perform the same check as we did with the front wheel. We're going to check that it's aligned in the rear triangle, that it's in the centre. We're going to grab a hold, move side to side to check for any play in the hub. That's good. And then we're going to check all the spokes, give them a squeeze, looking for any damage, looking for any loose spokes. Check the rim all the way around for any damage. Check for wear. Check the sidewall. Check the sidewall on either side of the tyre for any bulges, tears, anything like that. Check the tread. And that is it. You've now performed an inspection of the whole bike. If you find any issues while you're performing the M-check, then you need to take your bike to a mechanic, take it to the local bike shop, or if it's something simple that you're quite confident to do yourself, you can tighten up parts of the bike if you've got Allen keys or tools at home. But if you don't find any issues, your bike's good to go, you can go out riding. Get in the habit of doing this regularly just to check over that everything's running as it should. And that is it. That's the basic safety check that you can do at home. No fancy tools required. That's it. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.